My name is James Harden, and I had 45 points in game one and had the game winner. I go by Mongo Slate. I slap niggas who disrespect me like two raw sports. I knocked his ass out in game one. He couldn't fuck with me, cause I am Mongo Slate. I am Mongo Slate. You can suck my ball hole sack. I'm gonna come out here in game two and do the same. What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. So, look, I'm going to give James Harden no passes tonight. None. I'll give Joel Embiid a little bit of a pass. I know he won the MVP award and people want to go in on him, but I'm going to give him a bit of a pass because, A, he's injured. So I'm keeping that same energy. I'm going to keep the same energy because this is why I was defending Giannis. He's hurt. He's going out there and giving it a go. I don't think it's fair for us to go on, to get at these players when they're not playing hurt, right? But then when they go and play hurt and they're not playing up to their capabilities because they're hurt, then we get on them still. I mean, what do we want from them? We want effort. And at the end of the day, the combination of Joel Embiid being hurt plus him having missed 2 weeks, I really wouldn't expect him to go out there and beat Joel Embiid from the regular season, all right? I'm going to still give him a pass. I'm going to give him a bit of a pass. But I'm not giving James Harden a pass for shit. Why does he do this? Why does he do this all the time? Why is it that James Harden in the playoffs is incapable of him having back-to-back great games? Even Russell Westbrook had, in that Clippers series, 3 straight good to great games. And he's not nearly the shooter James Harden is. Why does James Harden always do this? Now, we went out there. I know I did. I took that L. He went out there, had his best playoff game ever, really, when you consider the circumstances. Tied his playoff career high. Had his first go-ahead shot in the playoffs since 2016. First game winner, I think, since 2016, or maybe even earlier. Erased a lot of the ghosts of his playoffs past. Only to come back in game 2. I don't know whether or not he just sort of went back into regular mode because Joel Embiid is back on the floor, but that's not the real Joel Embiid out there. You're not really going to see Joel Embiid until maybe, I don't know a timetable, but a couple of games down the line, he'll start being more or less himself. They still needed you, James. I'm not trying to put it all on him. Because the way the game went, man, even if he scored 40, they still may have lost. But, I mean, he's just a gaping hole, man. 2 for 14, he's the obvious pick. 2 for 14 from the floor, 0 for 6 from three-point range. Wasn't for the fact that he got 10 free throws, he wouldn't have, scored much at all. But to give you an idea about how disjointed their offense was, usually if James Harden doesn't score much, he gives you 15, 16 assists. He only had 4 assists. And that's indicative of the fact that these guys it was just one of those nights, man. It was just one of those nights. Now, Tobias Harris had 16 points, 7 of 12, 2 for 5. Maxey, 13 points, only 6 of 14. Nobody from the bench scored more than 6 points. I mean, Boston's defense was really cranked up this time, man. Boston's defense really cranked up. If you had told me that Jason Tatum would score 7 points Al Horford go 1 for 8 from downtown, and they would win about 34 points, and they would hold Philadelphia to the fewest points that a Boston opponent has scored all season. I would have taken that bet, and I'd have been a very pissed off person right now. Derek White hit 3 3-pointers. First of all, let's just look at the numbers. Game 2, Boston took a step down field goal wise. Game 1, Boston shot 59% from the floor. Effective field goal percentage of 65%, but lost. This game they shot 47% from the floor and won. Why is that? Well, number one, Boston did a lot better job of taking care of the basketball. All right, they only had 6 turnovers. 6 turnovers compared to the 16 that they had in Game 1. And not only did they have 16 turnovers, Philly was scoring a lot of points off of those turnovers. I think they scored like 20-some points off of those turnovers. Philly only had 6 turnovers in Game 1. This time they had 11. So Boston did a lot better job of taking care of the basketball. Game 1, I think they out-rebounded Philly 38-28. This game, it was a lot closer, 46-42. But that really didn't matter because the three-point shot was going once again for the Boston Celtics. They hit 20 out of 51 from downtown, 39% from beyond the arc. Now, I'm just going to mention this, by the way. Boston, 51 three-point attempts, right? 51. Philly, 30. But see how Boston still had 16 free throw attempts? Now, that's how many the Warriors should have had. Somewhere in that range, 14, 15, 16. 6? 6. Makes no sense. Philly had 17 personal fouls. Boston had 17 personal fouls. I showed you that game on my other channel, a game where the Lakers only committed 9 fouls against Utah in their last game of the regular season. That's absurd, considering that Utah scored 76 points in the paint. But anyway, I'm trying not to make it about them because that shit just really gets to me, man. But anyway, Jaylen Brown, 25 points, 9 of 17, 3 of 6 from downtown. Grant Williams, 12 points, hit 4 3-pointers. Malcolm Brogdon, the 6th man of the year, 23 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, 6 of 10 from downtown. And Boston knew what they had to do, which was going to Game 3 at least with a split in Boston. Now, Philly's, it was a blowout, but Philly is still in a good position. They're going back to Philly with a split. And if they do their job, if they can do their job the way they're supposed to do their job, they'll go back to Boston in Game 5 with a 3-1 lead. So they're in a good position. That's if they do what they got to do. You know what I'm saying? Which is gradually, as he gets in better shape and gets into rhythm, go into Embiid. And Embiid is going to have to start playing like Joel Embiid, okay? So far these playoffs, I think Joel Embiid is averaging something around 19 points a game. Okay? Now, I'm trying to give him a pass because of this injury, but he's averaging 14 points fewer than what he did during the... And I'm doing it off the top of my head because I know going into this game he was averaging 20. I think he scored 15, so that should drop a little bit. So I'm going to give him 19 points a game. He has to do better than that as this series progresses. All right? I know he's hurt, but fuck that. Fuck that. It's not an excuse, man. Giannis had a fucked up back, bruised tailbone, and he still went out there that last game and had like 38 and 20. So at the end of the day, I can't keep giving these guys excuses for every fucking thing. But anyway, James Harden sucked epically tonight. I knocked him the fuck out. TKO. So my record improves to about... what's my record now against James Harden? I think it's 53-1 with 53 knockouts. You know, my lone defeat was on Monday. But anyway, tell me what you guys think.